My name is Abby. I'm an Amazon seller. I've been selling on Amazon for 3 years now, and I've been doing it full time for a year and a half. And what I do is something called private labeling. For those of you who have never heard it before, I order products in bulk from China and I resell these products on Amazon. So basically what I'm doing is I'm ordering hundreds or thousands of units at a time of a certain product, and then I'm having my logo put onto that product. Then I have the products sent from China to Amazon. And then when they get to Amazon, Amazon will fulfill the orders for me. So if any of you shop on Amazon currently, if you see a product and it says Prime and it has the little blue check mark, that means that it is fulfilled by Amazon. So I take advantage of private labeling so I don't ever have to make the product myself. And then it's that combination of private label and Amazon FBA, where they will fulfill all of the orders to the customers on my behalf. So what that means is, for me, I don't spend a lot of time on my business. But in the beginning stages, of course, you're going to have to put in some time and money to be able to get this business up and running. But the nice thing is, once the business is up and running, you're going to be able to really take your foot off the gas. You get to just enjoy, your efforts, and the product is going to sell because people are going to shop on Amazon no matter what. So it's really nice for those of you who are thinking that you want to start a business in the new year, but you don't have a big following. You don't have, an email list or any resources to be able to find your own customers. The best thing that you can do is sell on Amazon, where you don't have to find your own customers. You're just selling to Amazon's customers. So definitely a good look for beginner entrepreneurs. We're going to talk more about picking products and sourcing the products from China, what all that entails. I know that this probably sounds a bit scary or intimidating to those of you who have never ran a business before, but trust me when I say that this is all stuff that you can learn to do. And there really is a lot of opportunity to make money on Amazon now. So when you're selling your products on Amazon, there are some things that you want to look out for. So you want to make sure that you're selling products that are in demand. So things that people are actually searching for when they go on Amazon. And just to, give you more perspective, when you're selling on Amazon, what is important is that you are paying attention to keywords. And there's a lot that I could say about keywords, but for simplicity's sake, I'll just say this. When you're looking for products to sell, you want to know how many people are searching for that product, right? You want to know, are there 15 people searching for the product, or are there 1,500, or are there 15,000, or are there 150,000 people looking for this product every month? That gives you a little bit more information to work with to see how in demand the product is. So if you find a product and it's not in demand, it doesn't matter if you find a really good supplier to make it. People just are not looking for it. So on the flip side of that, you want to make sure that it's something that people are actively searching for each and every month on Amazon. So that is one of the most important metrics to look for. You also want to make sure that the product that you're selling doesn't have too much competition. So if you were going to go and sell bread, you wouldn't go and sell bread without doing research on your competition, right? You'd want to know, are there already brands of bread that people are buying, and how can I make myself stand out? So maybe there's already white bread and wheat bread and seeded bread and all these other different types of bread. If you can find a way to make your bread out of something healthier, or you can find a unique shape or something that maybe appeals to kids, you can have your own little lane in the bread category. Even though bread in general is super saturated, that doesn't mean that there's not an opportunity for you to sell something similar, as long as you make it better and make it different. Is that making sense? I don't know if bread was like the perfect example, but I just wanted to use something that I feel like we all go in the grocery store and there's like a million brands of bread. It's like, who needs that much bread? But at the same time, they wouldn't be selling it if they weren't making money from it. So I guess that kind of goes along with the people who I know are probably curious and maybe have heard Amazon is saturated and blah, blah, blah. No matter what business you get into, there's going to be someone that's going to tell you that it's saturated and too many people are doing it. But it's simply not true. There are lots of industries and lots of businesses where, there are lots of people who kind of do a similar thing, and it's all about finding a way to differentiate yourself. So when you're selling on Amazon, it could be something as simple as improving the design of the product. It could be maybe providing a style that isn't already being sold on the platform. So you're finding something that you can tweak, and that's going to attract more customers to your listing. I don't know if y'all have ever had this experience, but I have many, many times where I'm shopping for something on Amazon. Let's call it, this was me yesterday, clear lip gloss. So I type in clear lip gloss, and all of them pretty much look the same. The only difference I can see is by the price. And so I'm forced to choose one based off of the price point. Now, if there was a clear lip gloss that had some kind of like unique design or maybe a unique looking tube, that would have been more attractive to me, and that would have stood out more to me. So when you're selling, you want to make sure that you're thinking about what the customer wants and what is going to jump out to them. And then this is the other example I like to use. It's kind of like scrolling on your For You page. You're going to see a whole bunch of different types of content, different people, and some of them are going to resonate with you, or you'll resonate with whatever they're talking about or the message, but not everyone will. You're probably going to scroll by most of them. So what is it about those creators or those TikToks or whatever that stand out and make you just take an extra second? You're trying to do the same thing on Amazon. What can I do with this product to make it stand out just enough so people will linger and click on it? My goal with all of my TikTok lives is to give you enough information where you can go and take the necessary steps and actually do something with it. I feel like we spend so much time on social media, and it's fine because it's entertainment and we all need a break and all of that. But I want to break that up a little bit. I want to actually be giving you something that can help you improve your life, help you build another stream of income, something that's going to benefit you financially. And even if it's just a little bit of motivation that you take from here, I'm happy with that. What are you selling? The products I sell on Amazon are in the health and household category. Should we invest into designing the homepage for our Amazon FBA store? You're not going to be able to design your storefront until you're brand registered. And to be brand registered, you need a trademark. So most people in the beginning stages don't have a trademark, and you don't need one. So that's something that you would be looking at down the line. You don't have to worry about it right now. So how do you know what products are people searching for, and how do you source the product? So there's a software that you can use. It's called Helium 10, and it will give you the literal number of searches there are for a certain keyword per month. It's called keyword search volume, and that's the metric that I like to go by to see what the demand of the product is. You can see keyword search volume using a tool called Helium 10. It's a software, and it is linked in my bio. So I would definitely check that out. How do you source the product? I source all of my products from a website called Alibaba.com, ALIBABA.com. And there are many different manufacturers and suppliers on there who can create the product that you're looking to sell. They will put the logo on the product for you. They will deliver the product for you. So they do a range of different services, but manufacturing is their specialty. So they know how to make products in bulk and put the labels on and all of that good stuff. So I do it from Alibaba. I have a logo. Can I make them print this, or I think you're trying to say, or do I do it? They can do it for you. So basically what you do is just send them the file of your logo, and they're going to be able to print it onto your products for you instead of you having to touch it yourself and do it yourself, because it's too much work. And honestly, it's not time effective, right? If we're thinking about making another stream of income, we can't create more time in the day. There's 24 hours in the day. So if you're working at a 9-to-5 job, that's already 8 hours of your day. And so you also need to be able to sleep, you need to eat, you need to have your own life. So you want to do what is going to create the least amount of work for you. So when you decide that you're going to do the labels yourself and you're going to put the product together yourself, it's not a good use of your time. You're much better off just outsourcing it and having your supplier do it for you. That way you can focus on things that are more important. I mean, sticking logos onto products is not a good use of time, y'all. I can just tell you that right now. So you're better off just having the supplier do it for you. Do you by chance have experience building a business while being married with a kid? No, I have experience building a business while being engaged with a kid, if that counts. It's pretty similar. I mean, I built my business more so when I was in my 9 to 5 job. So at that time, no, I didn't have a kid, and no, I didn't have a fiance. I had a boyfriend, but that's a very different level of commitment. So I would just say, if you're trying to do this and you have other obligations, whether it be a spouse, a child, another business, a 9 to 5, maybe you have really demanding family members. I don't know if anyone can resonate with that, but family that maybe needs a lot of attention, and it takes up a lot of your emotional energy, or maybe just your time. Obviously it's going to limit you more in the time you have to spend on your business. But there are a couple of different things that I would consider. There is one, your priorities. So obviously you have to pay attention to your child and your marriage and the things that are critical. But I think for most people, there's a lot of fat in your life that you can kind of cut out, whether that be spending time scrolling on TikTok. I hate to say it, and I'm not throwing shade. Obviously, I'm here on TikTok. But at the same time, you want to limit what you're doing that is not a productive activity, a money-making activity. And so if you're trying to do Amazon FBA, the Netflixes, and again, I'm not saying don't ever do it. I'm just saying that you're going to have to try to cut out time from those things that are not critical to your life. And then on top of that, it can be a little bit challenging if you have people around you who are not supportive of you starting your own business, or maybe they don't believe in it, or they think you're wasting your time or whatever. And that's their own personal problem. Okay. Even if this is your spouse, I have a fiance. If it was my fiance or my husband who was telling me, like, I don't think you should do it, and trying to speak negativity onto me, you have to do what's right for you, and other people will have their own opinions, but it doesn't matter because it's your life, and you have to do what is best for you and put yourself first. And sometimes putting yourself first and working on building your own happiness is what's best for the people around you. You can't be good for others if you're depressed and sad and stressed out 24/7. How much do you spend on the products you buy? I have 5 different products, and they all cost different amounts. My cheapest product is under $1. No, it's maybe a little bit more than $1, maybe like $1.10. The prices from my supplier did increase for that one. I have a product that's $2.15. My most expensive product is right around $5.50. So it ranges, but what I sell them for ranges as well. For example, my $2.15 product sells on Amazon for $19.99. And my margins on that are pretty solid. I make about $9 off of each one that I sell. So it varies. How did you private label? Did you need a trademark? And how much did that cost? No, you don't need a trademark. You can literally have someone off of Fiverr create a logo for you for as little as like $10, $5 even. You can get them super cheap. And then you will send the logo to your supplier and they stick it on your products. It's actually a fairly easy process. As far as trademarks go, for anyone who doesn't know, a trademark is a protection that you can get from the USPTO. This is protection that you can get over your brand name or your brand logo. So for example, if you wanted to create a brand, you can't use the same type of check mark or the same exact check mark as Nike does because they have a trademark over that. You probably can't even use something that is similar. Because people could mistake your brand for genuine Nike. So that is the purpose of the trademark. It stops other people from ripping off your product and vice versa. So when you're searching for something on Amazon or you're looking to launch your product, you can't just assume that that brand name is not taken. Maybe I've never heard of Fenty Beauty before and I'm like, I'm going to make my hair care brand Fenty. And I go on the USPTO website and I can see, oh, Fenty's already taken. I can't use that as my brand name. So no matter what you're trying to sell, you want to always double check that there's no patent or no trademark on it through USPTO. Okay, can I do it from South Africa? Absolutely. I've got students in South Africa. How do you start? I live in Ghana. You can go to the website sell.amazon.com, and that's where you'll be able to create your Amazon account. And then once you are verified and confirmed, then you'll be able to start looking for products to sell using Helium 10. What is the biggest mistake people interested in this have made? The biggest mistake I would say is picking products based off of hobbies and off of things that you like. So instead of basing it off of, things that you enjoy, like me, for example, I like skincare. That doesn't mean that I should sell skincare on Amazon. You have to base it off of the numbers, off of the data, if your goal is to make money. If your goal is to launch a business that you love, then yeah, by all means, go ahead and launch something that's in line with what you like, but remember that it might not make you money. So is it really worth your time? And my own personal opinion is I would rather sell something that's going to make me $10,000 a month that I don't care for or that I don't necessarily love than sell something that's going to make me $1,000 a month that I love. That's my own personal opinion. Other people might think otherwise, but when I started this journey with Amazon, I had a very specific goal, and that's make money. Like, I want to help my family. I want to pay off my debt. I want to leave my job. So why am I going to waste time with products that are not going to get me there? So I think taking your emotions out of the equation and just picking things based off of the numbers so that you can get to that end goal of making money. So they make the labels or just like rewrap the products. It depends on your product and it depends on the supplier. If you want, you can design a box or something and send them the entire design. The easiest and cheapest way to do this, if you're a beginner, is to just have a sticker that has your logo on it, that has your barcodes on it, and all of the other information about the product, and just have them print it on a sticker and put it onto the bag or the box. If you want to have the whole box itself designed, you can, but it's going to cost you more money. So you have to weigh out the pros and cons. It's going to look nicer, but it's also going to cost you a couple dollars more. Maybe you should, or maybe you shouldn't. You have to see what your competition does. Do they have really, really, really nice packaging? If so, then you kind of have to be able to compete with that. But if no one is sending it in really nice packaging, then why are you going to cut into your own profit margins just to make really nice packaging that no one cares about? Certain products people will care about the packaging, and others they're not going to care at all. So it depends on your product. Also, what about shipping labels? Amazon will give you the shipping label when you create your shipping plan through your Amazon account. Where can we design our label? You can do it yourself on Canva, or if it were me, I would just outsource and have someone off of Fiverr make it for me. How to seem professional when talking to Alibaba sellers so they don't rip you off. It's just a matter of how you speak. You're not going to just send them a message and say, hi, how much for your product? Of course, you have to give them a little bit of background about you. You have to say it a certain way. So I have a full template in my step-by-step course, but this is the way that you would want it to sound. Hi, my name is Lena. I have an e-commerce business where I create products that I resell on my site, or you can say on Amazon, you don't have to. I would love to work with your company in order to have my products made. I'm interested to know what your lead time is. Lead time is how long it will take for them to make the product, so manufacturing time. I'm looking to order 500 units. What would your price be per unit for a total of 500? Even in my template, I have where I ask for what's the cost between 0 and 100, 0 and 500, 0 and 1,000, because the more you get, the cheaper it's going to be. So if they tell you that it's going to be $5 if you get 100 or less, but if you go up to at least 500, they're going to knock the price down to $250. Maybe it makes sense to get 500. You know what I mean? Because it's going to bring your price down. Not saying that you should get a lot of units just for the sake of the price, but you want to know that information on how it varies depending on the number that you order. So, you're asking them questions, you're not using slang, you're making an effort. I say all of this, however, sometimes when they respond back to you, they might just be like, hi dear, what you want? They might not match your energy, but you want to make sure that at least you're doing your part so they don't play with you. How do you view best-selling metrics? I use Helium 10, and I normally use X-Ray, which is a tool within your Google Chrome extension. How many reviews should I be looking for? 200 or less on average when you're looking at X-Ray. Do you have testimonials? Have any of your students been successful at getting at least 10K a month? Yes, ma'am. I've got lots of testimonials. I've got lots of students who are hitting way more than 10K a month. I mean, obviously I get it. That's like a big goal for a lot of people. So I understand what you're saying. If you go onto my course website, you can see testimonials. And if you go to my Instagram, there's a highlight and it says results. You'll see a lot of just evidence, proof, whatever. But it's when I post those, it's just me kind of celebrating my students. But for many of them, I tag them. So if you want, you can go directly to their Instagram, see that they're legit. You can reach out to them, you know. So yes, absolutely. I've got lots of results from my students. How much is your class? If you go to the link in my bio, you'll see all of the details there. Does your class cover patents/trademarks when our FBA store reaches that level? Absolutely, sure does. You make $10,000 a month. I make a lot more than that. How did you choose your specific item? I did research, but I didn't do it right, if that makes sense. Like, I thought that I was looking for the right things, but because I was a beginner and I didn't know what certain things meant, or I didn't have a baseline, I made bad decisions. So for example, like in this live, I tell you guys that the average number of reviews should be 200 or less. Back then, I didn't have a number that I was going by. I just thought, oh, reviews are reviews. Like, I didn't even realize what that metric meant for the potential success of my product. So if I would have known more, I think I would have been more successful with my first 2 items. Okay, how many products do you sell? I sell 5 different products. Can you buy products from Amazon through a Shopify store? Can you buy products from Amazon through a Shopify? I don't think so. Don't quote me though. I don't really know, but I don't think so. Does Alibaba do the shipping labels? It's not Alibaba, it's the suppliers on Alibaba. And no, they don't do them at all. Amazon will give you the shipping label when you make your shipping plan. Do you only sell products in a certain category? 4 out of my 5 products are in the health and household category. So yes, I lean heavily towards health and household. How much should I have to start? It just depends on the product that you choose. So if you have a $2 product and you have 500 units, 2 times 500 is $1,000 for your initial inventory. And then you need money set aside for your ads. So it's whatever you're paying for the product plus your ads is really what you'll be looking to spend. How do you finally decide on a product and not let fear get in the way? Timing seems to be key too. Yeah, I think that's just kind of similar to what I was talking about. Once you find something that kind of hits the metrics that you're looking at and kind of hits the criteria that you're using for product selection, you don't want to sit on it for too long. And I like what you said about timing seems key, because it is. If you wait too long on a product that has really good numbers, the longer you wait, the more competitive it's going to get, the more saturated it's going to get. So once you find something and it hits all the criteria, you just got to pull the trigger and go for it. You don't want to get stuck in analysis paralysis and miss out on an opportunity with a product that could make you. And when I say 10K a month, guys, I know that sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, but I just want you to have the perspective that there are basic, I cannot emphasize it enough, products on Amazon that are making $1 million a month, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, tens of thousands of dollars a month for one product. And you're going to build up your brand and you're going to have multiple products. So I want y'all to like open up your mind and open up your thinking and know that those numbers are achievable. I know it's hard. In the beginning, I was like, okay, if I make $1,000 a month with Amazon, I'm lit. Like, I'm good. And then I hit that number and I was like, okay, I wonder if I could make 3. And then I hit it and I was like, oh, wow, what if I can do 5 and 10? And, you know, the goals always seem to move further and further once you reach them. So I'm telling you guys, it's doable. It's doable. I'm not someone with a background in business. I never took a business class in college. I never had family members with businesses that kind of showed me the way. All of this has been self-taught and through trial and error. So you guys are actually in a better position than I was when I started. I didn't have anyone to talk to about this stuff, and I couldn't ask anyone my questions. So at least y'all have the benefit of learning from my mistakes, and then you can always ask me and I can help you out. So Definitely don't let the opportunity pass you by, because in 6 months you're going to be sitting there like, damn, what if I would have just went for it? Where would I be? What would my life be like now? You know, you don't want to have that feeling of regret. Do you provide one-on-one trainings? I do have one-on-one coaching calls. However, if you're someone who is in the very beginning stages, you don't know anything or a lot about Amazon, your best option would be to look into my full step-by-step Amazon FBA training for beginners. It is 15 hours. It's pre-recorded, and so you do it at your own pace, on your own time, whenever you have time off, maybe the weekends, the evenings after you get back from work, whatever time you're able to carve out, you can work on going through the modules. I teach you things like how to find your products, how to negotiate with suppliers, how to find suppliers. I give you my checklist for finding the best products. It's the checklist that I use myself. So these products that I have found that have gotten me to the point now where I'm hitting 7 figures a year with my Amazon business, I found them using this criteria. So I give it all to you within the step-by-step training. And on top of that, you get access to me as a mentor. We have a private student Facebook group. I go live in there. We have a live actually every week, and I answer questions and just give you all of the information and love and support to push you through this journey so that you can launch your product and start making money and quit that job, honey, or pay off your debt, which are both things that I did with my Amazon business. So I know that you guys can do it too. All of that being said, if you're interested in my step-by-step training, the link is in my bio. Amazon has a lot of different metrics when it comes to customer satisfaction. If you have a 1-star rating, yeah, Amazon is going to be like, what is going on? You need to fix the quality of your products, because they don't want to have to deal with the negative feedback. They don't want to have to deal with the returns. So they do have their own ways of measuring customer satisfaction, but that's why it's important that you pick a good supplier and that you get your inspection done. There's no reason that your product should have under a 4-star rating. There's just none. So yes, they can ban you for low like customer satisfaction with your products, but I've personally never even heard of that happening to someone that I know. I know that it can happen, but it would be rare. You would just have to sell absolute trash, you know? This sounds amazing. It is. This business has changed my entire life. Like, this is the best thing that I ever did for myself. I'm proud of a lot of things, you know, having my son, my biggest accomplishment on earth, buying my mom a house, buying my own house, paying off my debt. All of that was made possible with Amazon. So that's the reason I talk about this all the time. I mean, I don't get tired of it, because I want it to be that blessing that you guys are looking for, that thing that you're praying for. You want something different. Here it is, you know. Are you going to do something with it or not? It's really going to come down to you. How can I sell my own inventory on Amazon? Are you saying that you're making the products yourself and you want to resell on Amazon? Oh, you have inventory. Yeah, I mean, you can send it to Amazon for them to fulfill it for you, or you can fulfill it yourself. You just have to make a listing on their website. Of course, you're going to have to get the barcodes and all of that they require. But yeah, you can sell it on Amazon. I need private sessions. LOL, thanks for sharing. You don't need private sessions. You really don't. I think that a lot of people think that they're going to get there faster if they talk to me directly. But when I tell you that the course gives you everything you need and all of the detail that you need, I guess it's hard for y'all to know because you haven't seen it. You're not in it. But I can 100% say it is way more conducive to your success to take my step-by-step program than to have 20 Zoom calls with me, which by the way are not cheap because my time is limited. It just doesn't make sense. You're better off getting the course, and that way you also still have access to me. We have our weekly calls. You're able to ask me your questions. So you're going to get a lot more bang for your buck with the step-by-step program. That's just my own personal opinion. But let's keep on going here. How often do you add or change products? I've been selling the same 5 products for a long time. Probably about 10 months ago is when I launched, about 10 months ago is when I launched my newest product, but I am launching a new product in Q1 of this year. So probably by the end of the month or early February, my product will be launching, and this will be the first one I've launched in a very long time. Motivation, thanks for sharing. Of course, I'm here to help, guys. How many pieces of the product do you recommend to order as beginners? 100 or less or more? I recommend you start with 500. I know that 100 seems like a lot, or 500 might seem like way too many, but if you do your product research correctly and you find a good product, you're going to run out of 100 like this, and then you're going to have no inventory. So I would definitely lean more towards 500. What if you don't have much money to get started with? You're going to have to save up, because this is going to require you to buy the product. There's really no way around it if you're doing this business model. Remember that the money that you're saving up is for an investment into your product. It's not just you spending money and not making it back. You're going to make it back when you launch a good product and you launch it correctly. So I say really your best bet is to start looking for products. That way you get an idea of the amount of money that you need. Because right now, you have no clue what the amount of money you're going to need is, which is why when you ask me in the chat, how much money do I need? I always say it depends. I can't tell you because I don't know the product that you're selling. So if you start doing research and let's say you find something and it's cheaper than you're expecting, maybe it's only $1 per unit. Now you only need $500 for your inventory, some money set aside for your ads, and you're good to go. Where maybe in your mind, you're thinking, oh, I can't do this unless I have $3,000 or whatever. That might not be the case. So I think you should start looking for products as you save up, and then you'll be able to go ahead and buy the product when you find a good one. Does your class cover ads / cost for ads? Absolutely. I've got an entire module dedicated to ads. Well, 2 modules, but one actually shows you how to set up the campaigns and everything. Does Amazon pay you weekly? Do the money go straight to your bank account? I live in Norway. Yeah, they pay every other week. So it's 2 times a month. And yes, it gets deposited straight into your bank account. How'd you come up with your brand name? Do you have different brand names / company names for each product? My first brand name was very bad. And the reason I'm saying it's bad is because it was too specific. Imagine I'm selling spoons and my brand name is Kitchen Tools Incorporated. Why would I do that? Because now it seems like I can only sell kitchen tools and maybe I want to sell something different. So it kind of narrows you down. You want to make sure that your brand name and your business name are broad enough that you can fit different things underneath it. So for example, Apple, they're not saying Technology Company Incorporated. They don't have to say that. They're Apple, and you know what they sell based off of the brand that they've built. But I basically I came up with it randomly. I will say though, there are websites that you can go onto. Name Links is one of them. You can just type that into Google and it'll give you ideas for brand names and logos. So, you just got to get creative. Sometimes I think about words spelled backwards. It doesn't have to mean anything. It doesn't have to mean anything if that gives you any comfort, And then also on top of that, your brand name and your logo, people don't really care that much about it. So don't use too much of your time and energy trying to find the perfect one. It can always be changed, What payment platforms do you use? For my Amazon business? Amazon's. I don't deal directly with the payments. I get paid out from Amazon, but I don't personally accept the payments. It just goes through Amazon's website. How many products should one focus on to start selling? I think you should start with one product. And once you start seeing some results, you're making some money, then you can go ahead and scale by adding on more products within the same niche. How soon do you start seeing profit after you start? It's different for everyone depending on your profit margins. So some people profit immediately. Some people have to reinvest the money back into their next order. It's going to vary from person to person. What product would you advise for a beginner knowing what you know today? I give product recommendations in my course. I don't give them out during my live because you need all of the other information to launch it correctly. And I'm not just giving out products for people to go and do it wrong and then come back to me and say that it's my fault that it didn't work for them. So I have a PDF, so a full list of product ideas and niche ideas in my step-by-step course. On top of that, I do give them out as I find them in our private student Facebook group. I will say though, I would not sell a product in the electronics, clothing, or grocery categories if you're a beginner. So don't buy the products in bulk yourself, reach out to them and make an arrangement. So you are buying it, but they're the ones who are making them. So when you go on Alibaba.com, you'll be able to talk to the suppliers, and they will be able to create the products for you. So yes, you're buying it in bulk, but you're not making it yourself. What type of products do you sell on Amazon? My products are in the health and household category. If it's only 200 reviews, does that mean people aren't buying it? Nope. It just means that there's not too much competition. Can our Amazon FBA products be sold on a Shopify storefront too? Yep, you can sell on multiple platforms. If you're selling, or if you're getting a quote for a unit of a product, that is one sellable product, if that makes sense. So let's say you're selling a box of tissues, but 2 of them come in the same package. That is one product in Amazon's eyes, but it's 2 units of product from your supplier. Does that make sense? Do you have insurance for product lawsuits? Yes, I have product liability insurance. And I also have business insurance. So you don't necessarily need that right off of the bat unless you're selling something that is like blatantly potentially harmful. So if you're selling like pocket knives, or you're selling something that people are eating, which is why I recommend not doing anything in the grocery category. So those are the types of things that are obviously going to have a higher chance of somebody potentially harming themselves. How do I view best-selling products on Amazon? They have a bestsellers list. So if you just type in Amazon bestsellers list, or if you go to Amazon's website, you'll see it on the left-hand side. When looking for a product, how many reviews should I be looking for? Some have 200 and some have 3K. It's not the reviews on each individual product. It's the average reviews in the market for that product. So you can see that using Helium 10's Google Chrome extension called X-Ray, and it will say average reviews, and that's the number that should be under 200. Yeah, if you go to my bio, there's a free training in the bio. It's the very first link up there, or you can go to my personal website. It's learnwithabby.com. So once you enroll in my program, no matter what information I add in the future, you get kind of grandfathered in, you get all of the new information. Remember, with that, you are getting access to me, well, forever, for as long as I'm able to talk about Amazon or selling on Amazon. You'll have access to me. So it's not like you get cut off after 12 months or anything like that. You get lifetime access to the content, and you're able to continue to contact me and, join our weekly calls for as long as you want. So no time limit. Does Amazon keep your products in warehouses like when you buy in bulk? Yep, they'll keep your products in their fulfillment centers, is what they call them. Does selling require a business license? Not if you're doing private label. Can you still break up the course payment? Yep, you can do the payment plan option. If you go to my website and scroll all the way to the bottom, it will say payment plan, and you can enroll that way. Remember, if you join via the payment plan, you get access to everything right off of the bat. If you're ready to enroll in the program, it's going to just be everything that you need. I mean, you could literally get started with your Amazon business today by enrolling in the program and, just learning the steps and doing it the right way. That's what I want to emphasize, is you don't want to waste more time. I feel like by the time we get to the point where we're ready to start a business, it's because we're so sick of our 9-to-5 job. We're sick of being in debt. We're sick of living paycheck to paycheck. And the last thing you want to do is drag that out further. Get started now. And, here's the thing. If you want, you can just launch whatever you want, but are you going to make money with it? Probably not. So you're better off investing the time now so that when you launch, you've done everything to make the product successful, and then at least it's worth your time. It's like wanting to get fit and you're going to the gym, but you go to the gym, but you don't actually work out, but you're at the gym. It's like, it's not going to work because you're not doing it the right way. You're supposed to actually put in the effort. Should I start looking for the product first, then create the Amazon account? Completely up to you. You can go either way. I would just do the Amazon account first, just so you know that you're ready to go, just in case you find a product quickly, so that you already have the account up and running. Let's see. Being a successful, wealthy lady who could retire now, what inspires you to coach others? Wow, what a great question. What inspires me to coach others? I think that you do, or I'll speak for myself. there are different motivations for doing different things, right? With selling on Amazon, my goal was to make money. And the reason I wanted to make money was so that I could quit my job, help my family, pay off my debt, start building generational wealth, which is something we don't have that in my family, So I kind of felt like I was starting from the bottom and trying to work my way up, climb my way up. So I was able to achieve what I wanted with e-commerce. And I knew from the beginning that e-commerce was never going to be something that I loved. It's not like I love selling products. I mean, it's just not my passion, and I have to be honest about that, but I love the lifestyle I've been able to get from it. So I'm happy with what I'm making financially from Amazon and my other businesses. I mean, it's not the only thing that I do. But what I don't get from it is that feeling of accomplishment, that feeling of fulfillment. Like it doesn't fulfill me. It makes my life more comfortable. And so what I have known for a very long time is that I love to teach. I love it. I love talking to people. I love connecting with people. And if I can do that and show other people the way of how they can also make money for themselves, build up a business that they can be proud of, it's like the best of both worlds. I get to help other people and I get to continue to teach and build those connections. So there are lots of different reasons why I do what I do. But as far as coaching goes, it's because I enjoy it. I mean, I like it. And if I didn't, I wouldn't do it. It's not something that I do out of necessity. I do it out of passion. It sounds corny, but it's true.